Hello, my treasures. It's time to smash ladder with Wish Upon a Star Shaman. And while you're at it, smash that like button and maybe even subscribe if you haven't already. The idea is essentially behind this deck is we're going to be using Wish Upon the Star in combination with Hearthstone and Shudderblock in order to buff up all of our minions. However, we do have the new strategy of using Murloc Growth-In as a way to flood the board with a bunch of 8/8s or even higher if we get any of the Wish Upon the Stars out before we the gigantified version of this card. Alright, for the Mulligan guide, first card to look out for is Hearthstone. This will allow you to get your Wish Upon the Stars so you can have an easier time to do your combo. Outside of this, you are going to be looking for other draw power cards, early game removal tools such as Lightning Storm if it's going to be a deck that floods the board with a bunch of minions. And finally, things like Murloc Growth-In are great to keep, as this will allow you to get this online quickly and thus allowing you to get full advantage off of it. Now, with that being said, let's look at some. All right, now for Rogue. I know Mining Rogue is floating around. There's also a Sonya, like a pure Sonya variant. Shuffle Rogue kind of floats around still. I know I just did upload a Shuffle Rogue list. I actually really like that list. Out of some of the lists that I've been putting out recently, it is a very fun, like, gimmicky. It's probably the most gimmicky and like convoluted combo that I've put out in a while. Actually, never mind. I forgot I did Clown Priest relatively recently. It is kind of funny though. I'm going through all my initial theory crafts for the Dr. Boom's Incredible Inventions Miniset. And it really does feel like every other one I try out is salvageable, and then the other ones are just unplayable messes. They were fun ideas, all right? But, like, I definitely did not think them fully out. But to be fair, a lot of the lists that I've uploaded are very different than their original. Actually, I don't think any of these theory crafts are one for whatever the initial theory craft was. Which could be a good or bad sign depending on how you actually view it. But, like, I don't know, I've been having a lot of fun coming up with fun ideas. There are a few outliers that are kind of annoying to deal with, but you can't let the meta get us down. I will say, though, the animation on Growth-In is really weird because I would assume the animation would be something related to, like, water dripping because, you know, you see the water dripping on the little Murloc. But, like, it's techno. I get it, but I don't get it. I'm assuming it's supposed to represent like Dr. Boom's being the one behind the card, but like it's still definitely one of those things that I'm like, huh? Also, I really wish we had like one more mana, then we could coin out Wish Upon the Star, then have this entire board, which would have been nice. There's Drilly the Kid. And there's Collapse, which is going to collapse our board out of all the cards you could have generated there. Had to be that. Okay, well, we have a few options. I kind of want to Lightning Storm, just get rid of the minion. I don't want them to bounce it back. I'm done with it. Flash of Lightning. No. I'm assuming this is probably like a Zilliax. Well, no, it can't. It could still be. Never mind, I'm just dumb. It's Excavating Rogue. I don't know why I was like, it could be Zilliax Rogue, but that deck hasn't really been relevant in a month or two. So, you know, zap that minion out of the board. Lightning Reflexes is pretty nice for next turn. I really do wish upon the star. Oh, Hearthstone, you're a little bit too late. We have one of the wish in hand already. The good news is we can clear out the board even without random generation. The bad news is we're going to be overloaded the next turn, which is going to be a pain in the butt for me. But, you know, eh. Oh, Zola. There are two cards in this list that I am so close to just removing them. Zola and Fizzle. Let's see if we can get anything good. I will say this. Zola, I think, has come up more than Fizzle. And I might have said that in the other games. I don't actually know what the order I'll be putting these in the video, but depending on how it goes. I may or may not have already mentioned it. Okay, there's the Scorpion. Shudderblock would be really nice. Sure, get a 4/4 that gives them one. Oh, oh, let's go. Okay, well this is going to be very bad news for them, depending on what we actually top deck. Oh, this is going to be so bad for them. Oh, they do not know how bad this is actually going to be. This is going to be great. Come on, Shudderblock, Shudderblock, Shudderblock. Let's go. Okay, there's the 6 damage to our face. And now we'll get a board of 8/8s. As much as I want to like use Shudderblock in combination with the other Wish Upon a Star, I think that will literally just ruin our day. I'm willing to drop this low versus Rogue, but I'm not willing to go much lower. Unless they randomly generate, well, Pyroblast isn't in rotation, so as long as they didn't randomly generate, I don't know exactly what they need to do. Badlands Bandits is not going to make them, they're not going to make it out like a bandit here. But they did destroy one of our minions. Okay, time for a game against DK. Let's see what they have in store for us. I know that DK actually has a few different variants floating around right now. I know there's the Reno Rainbow version, there's the Hand Buff Rainbow version, there is just Plague slash Excavating, whatever you want to call that deck. We're going to get everything, or get rid of everything besides Lightning Storm. Hagatha is a really good card to see in the opener hand, and we're just going to pass it back to them. Also, apologies for the weird matchup. I tanked my MMR a bunch by testing out a bunch of decks that will probably never see the light of the day on the channel. So if you're wondering how, if you notice the legend symbol behind me, that I'm facing a plat person, it's because, well, Res Priest and a few other lists weren't as strong as I had, including 2 other Shaman decks. So, you know, it is what it is. There's Ghoul Charge. Ghoul Charge will get rid of our 1/1, and then they'll pass it back. Also worth mentioning, Fizzle is a card, while funny, is something that could easily be cut out of the list. I have a weird tendency to just stick him into every single deck I possibly can. As long as I need like additional copies, or would make for funnier replays if I can get additional copies, then I usually stick Fizzle in the list, as long as it doesn't hurt the synergy that I'm trying to revive. Honestly, I think Fizzle might be one of the reasons why the Res Priest list that I was trying out weren't doing so hot. But around the time I gave up on the deck, I think I found the perfect list for it. I just need to refine it a little bit more. So we're doing Shaman instead, because I had 4 or 5 different ideas for Shaman. What better way to send off or be very thematic with the new Shaman hero portrait, the Thunder Ape, aka the Thunder King, but in ape form. Then a deck that hits your opponent really, really hard with really, really big minions. At least that's the goal. Oh, we have a few options now. We could use, we don't have an easy way to wipe out the Ma and Pa, do we? Oh, we might be able to, actually. This is going to look really, really, really bad, though. Come on, something good. I guess Crash of Thunder. Probably should have used Lightning Storm there first, but it is what it is. We should have used Lightning Storm first. We would have got rid of it. That was a big misplay. Okay. It shouldn't matter if they have 5 additional life, right? We're not trying to do direct damage through the lightning or the nature package, so that's not a big deal. We're just trying to smash their face in with a bunch of big minions. Now, here's the predicament that we have. We could use Lightning Storm, but I don't really want to use Lightning Storm here. Actually, I guess we're just going to do it anyways. Maybe not. I know the chain gangs are something that we might not want to run in the deck. I know we probably could run some other better cards that will always get the 3rd copy, but honestly, having additional taunts in this deck actually can matter by quite a bit, especially because the late game combos do kind of require quite a bit of mana. Now, probably use Shudderblock here. We could also just use one of the Wish Upon the Stars that we have in our hand. but then worry about that later. Let's do Shudderblock this turn. And then we might as well... I kind of wanted to hero power... well, I mean, I will take the spell damage. You know, if they ever print a way to easily choose what basic totem that you get, I am going to have a field day with Nature Shaman. And when I say that, I mean in standard. It has to be in rotation while the spell totem is in rotation. Oh. Sure, go for it. That's going to be the least of your problems here in a little second. All right. Oh, that hurts so bad, though. Oh, Alkir is interesting. Wait, can we actually afford to get him so buffed up that we... I don't think that's possible, right? At least not with... We also should have used Pop-Up Book first. That was a big mistake. 17... I kind of just want to use Shudderblock. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to forget to use Pop-Up Book here in a second. Oh, that kind of hurts. Okay, down with the ship. So take us downtown to Painville, I guess. We actually did not manage to forget. We did forget to use our hero power before, though. We should have, or we could have just drawn 2 cards. But I am a little bit worried whenever I'm playing a deck like this where our opponent is playing good old plagues and we're just going to instantly draw into them and lose the game because of it. But hopefully... Oh, that could be bad. Do we have a way to get rid of that without attacking with the 1925? Oh, that's interesting. Because we can get another buff, which is kind of funny. And then I guess we can hit once there. Forgot it gave it a divine shield, so yeah, we're just going to pass it up. Hopefully they don't have anything here. Even if they do, like, if they leave a minion up, then all we got to do is slam down Alkir. Though, okay, actually, mathematics. 17. How much damage are we actually looking at here? Wait, are you gonna... Let's go. Never mind. The math doesn't matter because we have 34 whopping damage. We're gonna put the win back in Win-dfury. And GG. Okay, now for Hunter. Probably going to be Token Hunter. It could also be Reno Hunter. I guess those are both kind of the same deck. Same thing with like Breakfast Hunter and Secret Hunter. All 4 Hunter decks that float around right now basically are the same deck with a little bit of a different alternate win condition. I am happy though that Secret Hunter is doing as well as it is because boy oh boy has it been a while since we've had a pure Hunter or Secret list that feels good to play, you know? Okay, so that kind of makes me think... I mean, again, until we get into the late game, we can't actually tell. All right, let's just pass it back. Oh, Hagatha's good for next turn. I do wish we got something besides the Novice off of... Oh, that could actually be good, too. We don't have another AoE to actually use Golgar on, but, like, I know how much that deck can flood the board. Do we want to do this? Let's draw a card. Oh, Lightning Reflexes as the top deck is actually pretty good. The sad thing we're going to run into here is not this turn, but next turn we can coin into Golgaran, and it's just not going to do what we need it to do. But we do really need to clear out this board as quickly as possible. So Lightning Reflexes, please. Lightning our way to victory. We got to have those quick reaction speeds. Come on, something good. I dig straight down. Get rid of this 2/5. Probably should have went for something else instead. Crash of Thunder. Make them feel the thunder? No, let's draw a card. Boy, I can't speak. Let's use Pop-Up Book. Come on. Oh, Crash of Thunder would have been so good there. But Pop-Up Book actually does protect our face, and they don't have access to their location right now, so we're just swimming along pretty well or easily. really want to get rid of that 1-3, but we're not going to be able to this turn. But we can get rid of everything else, which does prevent us from taking a bunch of damage, and then we heal for a bunch, and then we're perfectly fine, making them feel the call of the thunder. We need to top deck Lightning Storm. We have 2 Lightning Storms. We also have Aftershocks in the deck. Either of those will win us the game. Oh, right. Oh, never mind. I was going to be like, Golgoroth can... Oh, you know, Aftershocks is exactly what I was looking for. Let's just flood the board with a few minions here. I don't really want to overload is the problem. Good thing is I know Hunter doesn't really run Explosive Trap. I mean, they can randomly generate the Explosive Trap. The downside is they do run Killing Command, which is... Or Kill Command, which is a little bit annoying. Again, Fizzle, as much as I love Fizzle, also probably not the trade that we wanted to do. Probably wanted to do it with one of the others, but that does get the most damage on board, so that's good. Okay, so we know it isn't Reno, which is good, because it could be a problem for our deck. However, I will also say this, even if it did become a problem, we do have a bunch of, like, as long as we top deck into Shudderblock like that, we're actually in a pretty good position. Okay, maybe not a pretty good position, but like a decent position, right? Clear out a few minions here. Hopefully they don't draw into the other location, and then do a bunch of face damage. I don't think they're running King Plush, so we don't have to really worry about that either. Oh, Lightning Storm actually helps out by quite a bit. I really do not want to use Aftershocks. I think we can get away with not using it here. Also, we might have actually just... there might have been a little bit of a misplay there. This should still be fine. We can use Growfin next turn, probably. Because Hunter's not going to have a way to deal with that. But then again, if they... Please don't give them Win-dfury. Anything but Win-dfury. Oh, thank you. Okay, so they're sitting at 7 damage next turn. So they need 3 more. The second command could do it. We're going to risk it for the biscuit, especially because Hagatha doesn't draw us into anything anymore. Behold, our 10-10 board for free. And then we can block our way to victory. Yes. That's the perfect top deck that we wanted to see. Doesn't give them any additional damage, just floods the board with a bunch of useless little dudes. And then we can just buff these guys up a little bit bigger and make them grow, so we can finish them off. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, I played 20 games with the deck, and I had a 55% win rate, which actually doesn't shock me too much. It turns out, even if your opponent can deal with one wide board of 8/8s, having multiple copies of Murloc Growfin will allow you to easily overwhelm your opponent with a bunch of wide boards that they can't do anything about. Overall, this deck feels incredibly flexible because early in the game you're trying to swarm the board, then finish off your opponent with a bunch of huge minions, making your life pretty easy. Overall, if you're looking for a deck to make use of the new hero portrait of Thunder Ape, this is a great one to try out, and it is very on theme. Now, with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.